Hey, what's up, YouTubers? Red Crimson 102 here. You know what it is. Quick Nintendo Switch Pro E3 talk. Now, everybody was expecting Nintendo to unveil the Switch Pro even before E3, right? Which they didn't. And when E3 finally came, they disappointed a lot of Nintendo fans, a lot of people, by not unveiling the Switch Pro. They did talk about it somewhat during E3, about it's gonna have I believe a 8-inch screen, 120 FPS at 720p in handheld mode, and it all sounds good, especially to add to that a beefed up CPU, which it needs. Now, they didn't announce it. A lot of people got disappointed. But honestly, guys, I knew Nintendo, they weren't going to do that. I already knew Nintendo was not going to announce the Switch Pro before E3 or during E3. Simple fact, why would they do that when the Switch Pro, why would I unveil the Switch Pro during E3 or even before E3 when the Switch itself is selling really good right now? It's been months before I didn't see a lot of Switches at the store. I mean, I've seen a Switch Lite. The Switch Lite is not hard to find because honestly, guys, like the Switch Lite, that's a BS system anyway. I do not like the Switch Lite. The Switch Lite is such a significant downgrade from the OG Switch, and that's why you can walk into any store and find them. Now, it's been months on top of months. I had an OG Switch drought. I've never seen a Switch in the store. But recently, the past couple of weeks, I walk into Target and I see the Animal Crossing Switch bundle. And I was like, wow, okay, I'm seeing Switches now. And I was tempted to buy one, but I'm good on the Switch right now. The only Switch I want really is the all red Mario Switch. But that's besides the fact, guys. The fact of the matter is, the Switch is selling really well. So why would Nintendo alienate themselves and announce a Switch Pro? Doesn't make any sense, and cannibalize the sales they have got going for the OG Switch right now. Now, I'll tell you like this, guys. There's a lot of videos out there about, the Switch Pro is coming, the Switch Pro this, the Switch Pro that, the specs is this, the specs is that. But here's the thing, guys. Like, that's all fun and games, and you can listen to those guys all you want, but Nintendo's very unpredictable. But here's the thing. I'll leave you with two things. A, I guarantee you that the Switch Pro, or whatever it's called, the next Switch, would be unveiled and released when Breath of the Wild 2 is ready to go. I think they're going to pull a 2017, like what they did with the original Switch. They released Zelda and Switch March 13, 2017. That's when they're going to announce or release the Switch Pro, when Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 is ready. Now, B, which is the second thing, in my opinion, when they'll unveil the Switch Pro, is when the Switch itself sales start dwindling. When the Switch sales start slowing down, that's when they'll get ready to release and or unveil the next Switch. Those two things right there make sense because, like, the Switch did so well because of the launch of Zelda. Everybody was anticipating Zelda, and it worked. So Nintendo said to themselves, it's a perfect time. Actually, the concept that I'm pitching to you guys, it makes sense on Nintendo's behalf as well. Like, okay, why not go ahead and do the same thing, repeat history, release the Switch Pro when Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 is ready for launch. It makes perfect sense. And like I said, when the Switch sales start slowing down, I think that's when they're gonna unveil the new Switch. You know what I'm saying? To keep people in good spirits that a new and better Switch is coming. And it's really needed, man. Like, I love my Switch. The Switch is such a great system. It was my favorite console of last gen. It's still my favorite console, but like, the Switch is becoming long in the tooth now. There's a whole bunch of indie games now. I mean, which is cool. Indie games are cool. I love indie games, but after when I played the PS5 and I see how good the graphics look, I'm like, okay, well, yeah, the Switch has to do something now. And honestly, guys, I'd rather see Nintendo make just get their balls back and make a more powerful console. I'd rather see them jump. And I know Nintendo aren't done with consoles. A lot of people seem to think that way. I mean, people are crazy. Why would Nintendo be done with consoles? That's what made them. They're just doing something new, something different. They're just riding those wheels right now until they fall off. But Nintendo themselves even said they're releasing a new console, but it's just a matter of when, not letting anybody know. But I think Nintendo should get back into the power game and come out with a powerful console, start grabbing studios up, and contract out their IPs to other third-party companies and make their games more mature. I would love to see a darker Star Fox, a darker Mario theme where Mario looks more realistic instead of animated. All their franchise, bring back Kid Icarus, and it's called an Icarus when he's all growing up, and just make it with more mature graphics and gore. Just basically turn all their IPs into realistic looking games. Like a realistic Pokemon that looks similar to like Monster Hunter, that would be cool. But that's another story for another video. And yeah, guys, I mean, that's just what I like to add. Nintendo disappointed a lot of people at E3 thinking they were going to unveil the Switch Pro. That was kind of really funny. You know what I'm saying? But no, Nintendo, you never know. But they did mention it, like I said earlier in the video, that what it's going to be like, what's expected. An 8-inch OLED screen, beefed up CPU, 720p at 120 frames in handheld mode, and 1440p to upscaled 4K and or upscaled 4K at 30 FPS, which doesn't make any sense. Why would you make the handheld mode 120 frames and dock mode 30 frames? That makes no sense. So something is kind of off right there. If it's powerful enough to run games at 120 frames in handheld, it's powerful enough to run the games 120 frames, 1440p to 4K upscale docked as well, because the Switch is more powerful when it's docked. But we'll see what they do. But I'm looking forward to the new Switch. And when they do unveil it, man, and release it, I'm pretty sure it'll do a lot better than even what the current Switch is doing now. But that's all excuse me, guys. That's all I would like to say about the Switch Pro, supposedly supposed to be unveiled at E3, but Nintendo didn't unveil it. Thank you guys for supporting me. I'm at 60 subs right now. I'm trying to make it to 100, and I appreciate it if you guys, help my channel out. Subscribe to me if you haven't already. Drop a like if you like the video, and even thumbs down if you don't like the video. But I'd rather you guys thumbs up my video and subscribe so you guys can hear more news, see more gameplays, and unboxing. I'm big on unboxing and stuff. But you guys have a good one. Have a good day. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Red Crimson 102 out. Thanks for dropping by, guys. Peace out.